Nobody is really concerned about how tough your life is. Nobody is worried about your struggles. Nobody is coming to rescue you. And that should motivate you, because the moment you understand that nobody owes you anything, you reclaim your power, you stop waiting, you stop making excuses, and you start taking action. Success does not come to those who sit back and wait. It comes to those who put in the work when no one is looking. So the question is, will you waste time wishing someone would care, or will you rise up, work hard, and focus on your own journey? One of the most powerful realizations you can have is understanding that nobody is deeply focused on you. This understanding allows you to prioritize yourself, invest in your personal development, and build the life you've always imagined. Let's break this down. When I say nobody cares, I don't mean that people are heartless or indifferent. What I mean is that everyone is the main character in their own life. They are wrapped up in their own struggles, ambitions, goals, and daily routines. While they may care about you on some level, they are not lying awake at night thinking about your challenges or unfulfilled dreams, and that is absolutely fine. In fact, it's a good thing, because it means you don't have to live your life based on others' expectations. You have the freedom to define success on your own terms. However, with this freedom comes an important responsibility. If nobody else is going to take charge of your success, then it's entirely up to you. It's your duty to put in the work, prioritize your progress, and push yourself forward. This leads us to the next important point. Work hard and concentrate on yourself. These words are not just empty motivation. They form a practical approach to achieving success in any area of life. Now, let's talk about effort. The phrase hard work has been used so often that it might seem like a cliche, but the reality is there is no alternative to putting in the effort. Success does not come to those who sit back and wait. It comes to those who take initiative. But here is the key. It's not just about working hard. It's about working hard on the right things. It means investing in yourself. Many people spend their entire lives working hard but never really move forward. Why? Because they are chasing someone else's goals, climbing a ladder only to realize it's leaning against the wrong wall. This is why your focus should always be on your own aspirations, your personal growth, and your own potential. When you invest in yourself, you are making the best possible investment. Unlike material possessions, you cannot lose yourself. Your personal growth cannot be taxed, stolen, or diminished. Every moment, every effort, and every resource you dedicate to self-improvement will bring lifelong rewards. Whether it's mastering a new skill, building positive habits, or overcoming personal obstacles, the benefits of investing in yourself are immeasurable. Some of you may be thinking, isn't focusing on myself selfish? Shouldn't I be concerned about others? Let's clarify this right now. Prioritizing yourself is not selfish. It is necessary. Think about the instructions given on an airplane. Secure your own oxygen mask before assisting others. You cannot give your best to others if you are running on empty. By investing in yourself, learning and growing, you become better equipped to support others, contribute to your community, and make a meaningful impact on the world. But here's something critical to remember. No one is going to do this for you. No one is going to knock on your door and say, hey, I see you're not reaching your full potential. Let me take care of that for you. No, if you want to improve, grow, and reach your true potential, you must take initiative. You must be willing to put in the work when no one is looking. You have to be ready to give up short-term comfort for long-term rewards. Let's take an example. Suppose you dream of starting a business. The truth is, nobody else is deeply invested in that dream. Your family and friends might give you words of encouragement, but at the end of the day, they are busy with their own lives. They are not going to draft your business plan, make your first sales calls, or put in the long hours to make your venture successful. That responsibility is entirely yours. You must care enough about your goals to put in the work. You must be willing to learn, to fail, to get back up, and to keep trying. You have to be prepared to do what most people won't, so that one day you can live in a way most people can't. And here's the amazing part. When you start taking action, when you truly invest in yourself and commit to your goals, something incredible happens. People begin to notice. They start to care. Not because you seek their approval, but because they are inspired by your dedication, consistency, and progress. You become living proof of what happens when someone takes control of their life, works relentlessly, and prioritizes self-improvement. You set an example for others, and that is how real transformation begins. Now let's discuss focus. In today's world, focus is more valuable than ever. From the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep, we are surrounded by distractions. Social media, emails, notifications, all demanding our attention and pulling us away from what truly matters. But here's the truth. Your focus determines your reality. What you consistently give your attention to will grow in your life. If you spend all your time consumed by other people's lives, celebrity gossip, or meaningless social media trends, then that is what your life will revolve around. But if you choose to focus on your goals, personal development, skill building, and gaining knowledge, then that is what will expand. This is why protecting your focus is crucial. Treat it as the valuable resource that it is. Be deliberate about where you direct your energy. Ask yourself, is this bringing me closer to my goals? Is this helping me grow? Is this the best use of my time and energy? If the answer is no, then it's time to refocus and redirect your attention to what truly matters, yourself and your growth. I can already hear some of you saying, but I don't have time to focus on myself. I have work, family, and so many responsibilities. I understand, life is demanding and we all have commitments. But ask yourself this, can you afford not to invest in yourself? Can you afford to let your potential remain untapped? Can you afford to look back at your life with regret, knowing you never became the person you were meant to be? The truth is, you don't need hours every day to work on yourself. Even small, consistent efforts can lead to incredible results over time. It's not about making massive overnight changes. It's about making small, intentional choices every single day, every single week, every single year. Maybe it means waking up 30 minutes earlier to read a book that expands your knowledge. Maybe it means using your lunch break to develop a new skill. Maybe it means switching off the TV in the evening to work on a personal project. These little moments, when used wisely and consistently, can lead to extraordinary growth in the long run. Remember this, nobody cares about your growth as much as you do. No one benefits from your success more than you. That is why it is up to you to prioritize your progress. It is your responsibility to carve out the time, put in the effort, and stay committed to self-improvement. Now, the real question is, where do you begin? Some people say they don't know where to begin. They feel uncertain about what to focus on. My response is simple, just start. The most important thing is to take that first step. Pick an area of your life that you want to enhance, whether it's your health, relationships, career, or finances, and take action. Read a book about the topic, join an online course, or seek advice from someone who's already achieved what you aspire to. The exact starting point isn't as important as making the decision to start. Once you take that first step, you'll gain more clarity. You'll start to understand what excites you, what challenges push you in the right way, and what truly connects with you. From there, you can adjust your focus accordingly. Personal growth isn't a final destination, it's an ongoing journey. You never reach a point where you can say you've completely grown. There's always something new to learn, always ways to improve, and always higher levels to reach. That's what makes it so exciting. When you adopt a mindset of constant learning and self-improvement, life turns into an adventure. Every day brings fresh opportunities to challenge yourself, grow, and become a better version of who you were yesterday. Let's clear up an important idea. When I say focus on yourself, I'm not talking about selfishness or ignoring others. That's not the point at all. What I'm emphasizing is self-responsibility. It means taking charge of your own life, your choices, and your development. The truth is, when you focus on improving yourself, you become more capable of supporting and helping others. You develop strength, resourcefulness, and resilience, qualities that not only benefit you, but also positively impact those around you. Think about it. When you take care of your health, you have more energy to support your family. When you advance in your career, you can provide better for your loved ones and contribute more to society. When you gain new knowledge, you bring fresh ideas and perspectives into your conversations and work. In other words, by committing to your own growth and working hard to better yourself, you're not just improving your life, you're also increasing your ability to create a positive influence on the people around you. Now here's the challenge, and it's a big one. You can't wait for perfect conditions to start. You can't wait until you have more time, more money, or more support. The truth is, those perfect conditions will never exist. There will always be reasons to delay, always excuses for why today isn't the right time. But if you're serious about reaching your potential and becoming your best self, you must start now with whatever resources you have. Use the time you can spare, even if it's just 15 minutes a day. Take advantage of the resources available to you, even if it's just a library card or a free course online. Use whatever energy you can find, even if you're exhausted from a long workday. Because here's the reality. Small, consistent efforts add up over time. Just like compound interest turns small financial investments into a fortune, small daily efforts in personal growth lead to massive transformations over the years. Imagine this. If you read just 10 pages of a good book daily, you'd finish about 18 books in a year. If you learn one new thing about your profession each day, think about how much more knowledgeable and skilled you'd be in just 12 months. These small daily actions might seem insignificant in the moment. You might not notice immediate results, but over time they accumulate into something powerful. They shape your habits, strengthen your skills, expand your knowledge, and refine your character. So that's when real change happens. Most people won't notice the small steps you take each day, but they will eventually see the results. They'll recognize your confidence, your achievements, and the positive impact you create. But here's what really matters. You're not doing this for their approval. You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it because you're committed to becoming the best version of yourself. You know that your success, happiness, and personal development are in your hands. Let's address another major thing that holds people back from improving themselves: fear of failure. Many avoid taking risks, stepping out of their comfort zones, or pushing themselves because they're afraid of failing. But the truth is, failure isn't something to fear, it's something to learn from. It's a stepping stone to success. Every setback, every mistake, every challenge is an opportunity to grow, adjust your approach, and build resilience. Ask yourself this: has anyone ever achieved success without facing failure along the way? Has anyone ever reached greatness without struggling at some point? Of course not. Failure is part of the journey. It's how we learn, how we grow stronger, and how we gain wisdom. Instead of avoiding failure, embrace it. See it as valuable feedback, not as a judgment of your abilities or worth. When things don't go as planned, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this experience help me improve? When you shift your mindset from fearing failure to appreciating it as a necessary part of growth, you become unstoppable. You give yourself the freedom to take chances, try new things, and challenge yourself. Even when you fail, you're still making progress. You're still evolving. And here's something important to remember. Most people don't care about your failures as much as you think they do. People are too busy with their own lives to dwell on your setbacks. So, don't let fear of judgment hold you back from taking action, from putting yourself out there, or from striving for your goals. Now, let's talk about one of the most important factors in focusing on yourself and achieving success: discipline. Discipline is the bridge between setting goals and reaching them. It's what turns dreams into reality. But here's the key. Discipline isn't about being perfect. It's not about never making mistakes or never facing setbacks. It's about consistency. It's about showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Because motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. Some days you'll wake up feeling unstoppable, ready to conquer anything. Other days, you'll struggle just to get started. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward long after the initial excitement of a new goal fades. It's what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who quit when things get tough. Think of discipline like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. The stronger it gets, the easier it becomes to stay focused, work hard, and push through challenges. Over time, discipline turns into a habit, a way of life. And when you develop that level of discipline, you become unstoppable. So if you're waiting for motivation, stop waiting. Instead, build discipline. Commit to yourself, stick to your goals even when it's hard. Because at the end of the day, the results you want are entirely in your hands. The power to grow, improve, and succeed lies within you. All you have to do is start, keep going, and never stop growing. So how do you develop discipline? You begin with small steps, set clear and specific goals, establish routines and habits that support those objectives, and most importantly, hold yourself responsible. Because here's the reality. No one cares about your goals as much as you do. No one will push you to remain dedicated. That duty is entirely yours. You must become your own enforcer, your own motivator, your own biggest cheerleader. That might sound overwhelming, but in reality, it's liberating. It means your success is within your grasp. You are not reliant on external validation or encouragement. You possess the ability to mold your future through consistent and disciplined effort. Now, let's talk about something just as crucial: acknowledging your progress. When you're striving and concentrating on self-improvement, it's easy to become so fixated on the final destination that you overlook how far you've already come. But appreciating your progress is essential for sustaining motivation and confidence. Growth is a journey, not a final stopping point. Every step forward, no matter how small, is significant. Did you master a new skill? That's an accomplishment. Did you overcome an obstacle that once hindered you? It's a triumph. These moments of progress don't have to be marked with grand celebrations. They can be as simple as pausing to reflect, rewarding yourself with something small, or sharing your achievements with a supportive individual. The key is to acknowledge your efforts. By doing so, you reinforce positive habits. You train your mind to associate discipline and persistence with success, making it easier to remain motivated and continue pushing ahead. But here's a challenge many people face when they start prioritizing their growth: dealing with doubters and negative influences. Not everyone will support your journey. Some may attempt to discourage you, pulling you back into old patterns. More often than not, their resistance has nothing to do with you. It's about them. When people witness someone else making positive changes, it forces them to confront their own choices. It reminds them of the aspirations they never pursued, the risks they never took, and that discomfort often leads to negativity. Your growth might also disrupt certain relationships. Some individuals have become accustomed to a version of you that aligns with their expectations, and when you start evolving, they may resist that change. They may attempt to confine you to the same role they have always placed you in. But here's what you must keep in mind. You cannot allow others' limitations to dictate your path. You cannot let their fears, doubts, or negativity hinder your potential. This is where the idea that nobody cares becomes an advantage. Once you grasp that you are not living for anyone else's approval, ignoring negativity becomes much simpler. You recognize that the only opinion that truly matters is your own. You are not working hard to impress others. You are doing it for your own advancement, for your future, for the individual you aspire to become. This doesn't mean you have to completely distance yourself from people, but it does mean setting boundaries. It means being careful about who you share your dreams with. It means surrounding yourself with people who uplift and encourage you, not those who keep you stagnant. Always remember, you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with so choose wisely. Seek out mentors, colleagues, and friends who are also dedicated to growth. Those who have their own ambitions and aspirations. These are the people who will support you, celebrate your victories, and push you to keep moving forward. As we come toward the conclusion of this discussion, I want to leave you with one last crucial insight. The journey of self-improvement and perseverance is not about reaching some flawless, ultimate state where all struggles disappear and there is nothing left to enhance. That state does not exist. Instead, it is about ongoing progress. It is about striving to be slightly better today than you were yesterday. It is about embracing the process of transformation, of constantly learning, evolving, and refining yourself. The truth is, there is no cap on how much you can grow. There is no ceiling on what you are capable of achieving. There is no limit to your potential. And here's the most incredible part. As you continue pushing forward, your ability to grow expands. Goals that once seemed out of reach become achievable. Dreams that once felt unattainable become stepping stones to even greater aspirations. But none of this happens by accident. It happens because you make a decision every single day to invest in yourself, to put in the effort, to stay focused on your progress, regardless of what others may say or do. So I challenge you. Make that decision. Choose to believe in your own potential. Choose to work hard, not for someone else's recognition, but for your own fulfillment. Choose to focus on becoming the best version of yourself, not because anyone else is watching, but because you care. Because in the grand scheme of things, nobody cares. And that's not a bad thing. It's freeing. It means you get to define success on your own terms. You get to take full control of your life. You get to decide who you become. So take that freedom and run with it. Work relentlessly, stay committed to your goals, and watch as you transform your life. One step at a time. The power lies within you. The choice is yours. At the end of the day, it all boils down to one undeniable truth. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your excuses, your struggles, or the reasons you think you can't achieve something. But one day they will care. They will care when you succeed, when you prove them wrong, when you rise above the doubts, the fears, and the setbacks. But by that point, it won't even matter. Because you won't need their validation. You'll know you made it because you refused to quit, because you put in the work, because you remained focused even when nobody was paying attention. So stop waiting, stop second-guessing yourself, stop seeking approval, start grinding, start progressing, start becoming the person you were always meant to be. Because in the end, your success is up to you. Nobody cares, so work hard, stay determined, and make them notice. Thank you.